Namaste everyone, my name is Srikanth Rangal, and in this video we'll be learning how to model the parts of screw jack. Let's proceed. You can see all the details of the screw jack are present here on the screen, and we'll be using the same dimensions to create the parts. So open up SolidWorks, and when it is ready here like this, you have to click on New File, choose a part and click OK. Now there are some initial settings you have to do before starting your drawing, and those are change the units to mm, visibility of the planes, and also change the graphic to whatever is easy for you to see. I'll just place the manual and the SolidWorks windows side by side so that we can watch the dimensions and draw it at the same time. So first of all, I'll go to the front view and create a sketch on that. Now I have to create this cross section that we see. So I've just zoomed it so that you can see this clearly. So we'll have to create this hatched cross section and revolve it about a central line. So I'll start by taking a line, and I will start at this horizontal line at the center and create this particular thing, cross section. So horizontal, this line is inclined. Now after drawing a few lines, it's better if you go for dimensions and start changing the dimensions. Don't give too many dimensions, and then after giving too many dimensions, if you try to make changes, it becomes very difficult. Fine. So I suggest you just give a few lines and start doing the dimensions part. So now the other thing that I require is a center line. I will start here at the origin and go up. This upper point I can drag later to as far as I want. Now go again for the dimension and the distance of this to the center line, and again we don't need the radius, we want this to be a diameter. So when you cross it, cross the center line and click here, you will actually get the diameter. So the total diameter, you can see it's 140. So now you can see that our diagram is taking shape. The next thing I want is the distance of this point, and that's 100. And you can see that the lines are becoming black as soon as they are becoming completely constrained. Completely constrained means if you try to drag a particular point, there is no other way for it to go. But this one, because it is blue, we can move it wherever we want. Fine. So slowly as we give the dimensions, the diagrams have got to become black. So let's go ahead and create some more diagrams. So I have to go straight here, then slightly up, then straight here, then I need a parallel line set to this. Fine, I'll just create this first, then I have to select both these lines by pressing Ctrl, and when you do that, you will get the constraints that you can apply here in the navigation. So I need these two lines to be parallel, so I've selected that. Then there are some more dimensions. Let me take this dimension. This is the diameter again, it's 100, and the height of this is just 3 mm. Okay, what we need next is the top part. Fine, so let's just drag these. Okay, the thickness of this is also known, so let's give that. So this is 10. So this way, one by one, you have to give the dimensions and go ahead to the rest. So now here at the top, you can see there is a slight change in the diameter. Okay, let me just give this diameter. This is 66. And okay, so let me just go ahead and create a few more of lines. This is expanding slightly, then going straight up, then coming here, and then straight down. Fine. So now this point here has to overlap this. Fine. So once we do that, you can see that this geometry has become dark, which means now it is a closed geometry which can be selected. Now let us go ahead and give the rest of the dimensions. From this point, the top, the total length is 185, and diameter of this is 70. Then diameter of this one is 50, then height of this one is 40. So you can see now that the complete diagram has become black. All the lines that we have drawn, they have become black, which means that the diagram is completely constrained. So now what we need to do, we just need to revolve it about that particular point. Fine. So we'll just come out of the sketch, go to features, go to revolve, and you can see it's coming by default itself. If this is not coming by default, there will be some problems with the selection here in the menu. So if it is not working out, you have to open this, click here, and then click on the cross section. So that cross section will appear here. And line, this line also you have to select it properly. Fine. So sometimes this gets selected automatically, but sometimes it doesn't get selected. So you have to come here, open this, and make the proper selections. Once you are done, the yellow diagram is appearing correct. You just click on the tick mark here, and you can see that the solid is created. Fine. So this is our first part. So there are some minor changes we have to apply here. That is, for example, we have to apply a small fillet here. So let us take a fillet option, apply it on this edge here, and we can see the radius is 8. So feed the value of 8. So that's done. There is one more fillet, and that you can see here, this small part. Fine. So actually we have drawn that as corner. So this edge here has to be filleted, and same way we have to also fillet this part here. Yeah. So these two edges we need to fillet. Fine. So both these edges we will take that to be of 3 radius. So take fillet again and select this one properly. So this edge we have to select. Don't select the face, or else all the edges that are touching that face will get filleted. So now this radius we are just supposed to give it as 3, and then click on the tick mark. Now you can see that not only the fillet has been applied here at the top, but also here at the bottom. Fine. So the whole part has now been created. You can save it. So go to D drive or some other drive. Maybe you might want to create a new folder to save this. So this one is a screw jack. Then inside that, what's the part name? The part name is body or the base. Save it.